a baby.
Mhm.
Marathon.
We did, well, in Chrono Trigger we had an Insta genealogy, though.
Straight up counting the long house from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Koopo nuts have power.
This is a lot weirder when they don't really have facial expressions.
Yeah, yeah, because they're normally like waving at the people that they're flying over and stuff, but
Now they're just kind of standing.
yeah.
So that's where the seed from Chrono Trigger went.
It probably accomplishes more in this world than in Chrono Trigger's world. It's just, instead of one measly desert, you get to grow plants in a dead world.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention to this part here.
Mm-hmm. Again with the birds passing them. Yeah. Japanese timing end.
Okay. Great. Actually, wait, you can.
Like FF9, we'll have something like Blackjack do.
No, we do get some music in a minute or so, but sadly there's no blackjack in FF6.
It's a nice start finish.
Yep. And a nice little contrast to the title screen where the end is written in water instead of fire. With that, I guess it's time to turn over the stage and his not so small friend.
Who knows? Maybe I'm a midget.
No, you'll have me next to you for comparison.
Oh, okay.
So some steps.
Yeah, we'll take the labs.
The nice one?
Yep. Steph's on 2, I'm on 4, Sergeant is on 3. Except for that.
Oh, sorry.
All right, well, here we are at the end of C4L 2014. So thank you, everyone, for helping make it such a huge success. So before we begin our final sign-offs, I have a lot of people to thank, certainly including the man sitting next to me, who thankfully is sitting next to me instead of standing. So yeah, I don't appear quite so small, and I have another person for comparison's sake. First and foremost, I'd like to thank JDRF itself. You've been amazing supporters of the event this year. have really helped us out with everything from the hotel to food to just coordinating the event as a whole. In particular, I'd like to thank Barb Armstrong, who coordinated everything with the hotel and basically helped us plan all the groundwork for the event. Have to thank Sergeant Pat McCormick here for liaising with us and the media and just swinging by and making sure everything was going fine, and generally frightening all of us occasionally, which brings us to a minor donation incentive. You see, it turns out viewers last year donated $100 to see you flex on stream. So we thought, let's up the ante this year. Would they donate $500 to JDRF to see the flex again from the sergeant himself? And it turns out the answer is a resounding yes.
There we go.
Take it away.
Well, before I scare all the viewers away, flexing, I just wanted to go over a few of the points that you made on behalf of JDRF and the Board of Directors for Edmonton North. Thank you guys for all that you do. Having been in this volunteer community for a number of years trying to raise money for a very worthy cause, it is a difficult thing. But it only works well when you're working well with those other people, and you guys are a fantastic crew to work with. You're very easy, accommodating, you're not demanding, so it really, really makes it easy to partner with you folks. And what you bring to the table, and I won't release numbers, but it's fantastic. So it's such a win-win across the board for JDRF, I'm guessing for you guys, because you get to get together, have your gaming marathon, and have lots of fun, and still raise money for a very, very worthwhile charitable cause. And this is an international event for you folks, so it kind of ponies up well with JDRF being an international organization. So again, the thank yous can't come enough for all that you guys have done over the last 5 days, for last year, for this year, and I'm hoping that we can make it continue to roll. Nicole was here a little earlier, and you guys got some insight into being a diabetic. I'm a diabetic, so I can personally thank you for everything that you guys are doing, for the money that you're donating to go towards, the cure, the prevention, and the treatment of diabetes. So ultimately, it's the cure of what we want. That'll be a happy day in the lives of a lot of people across the world. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you. And, on that point, I also have to extend our thanks to Nicole, who came out at 4:45 a.m. local time on a Sunday.
She's young. She'll bounce back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How many of you guys were up half the night, all night? There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I checked online quite a few times, checking in on you guys, and seeing you sitting on the couch, a couple of people, nodding off.
We don't know anything about that.
And then there was a few times it was pretty lonely in here. There'd be like 2 people, right?
Two that you could see.
Oh,
okay.
But-
2 that you can see, and then another 3 people around the side
Oh.
working the tech behind the scenes.
It's always those guys that.
Yeah, there were
Really?
definitely some 24-hour warriors back there.
I might not be lying if I said I'm on one right now.
I'd also really like to thank the Chateau Louis Hotel for providing us these great accommodations. This certainly beats cramming 15 people into my basement side by side, and then trying to cram all the gamers into a tiny little room. This is amazing accommodations.
Me banging my head on your ceiling fan.
You almost banging me into the ceiling fan. Yeah, in particular.
The Chateau Louis has been a fantastic sponsor for us locally in a number of events that we have hosted on an annual basis over the years. And I appreciate you bringing that up and thanking them for their efforts, because it's through, partners like this in the community that offer that continued support, that put more of our bottom dollar towards research. And that's why JDRF is able to give excess of 80 cents on the dollar to research, because of people such as the Chateau Louis that donate for us and for others to be able to do events like this that give back to the community. So big hands and hats off to them, and anyone that's coming from out of town, province, country, I would recommend this hotel to them. It is a great local spot that has very close amenities to everything that Edmonton has to offer.
Absolutely. And really in particular, I have to thank Alice Fraser for coordinating all of our reservations, constantly coming up here to make sure we had everything we needed. I also seriously have to tip my hat to Nick from IT, who did an incredible job of ensuring that we had connectivity the whole time, including the one time the network melted down, responding in what I think has to be record time for any IT guy, busting in here, changing what could have been an event crippling technical problem into basically 2 minutes of downtime.
Wow.
Rewired half the network over the next half hour, half the hotel network over the next half hour. And we were up in smooth sailing after that. Have to tip my hat to Jeff, the bar manager, down in the Touch of Class lounge for setting up Crystals for Life on big screen TVs.
Okay.
That was incredible. And just all the rest of the staff who are constantly coming up here, doing all the little things, like making sure it was clean, always checking if there was anything we needed. So yeah, big
That's
thanks
great.
to the Chateau
Great.
Louis. Next on my list, I have to thank the people who got pretty much everyone to and from the airport. Let's give a hand to Lauren and Brett.
I'll be his replacement.
Now, I have to ask, did you get a chance to check out any of the t-shirts that were for sale?
I did have a look at a few of them. Yeah, I looked at them. They were very good. I didn't order one. I planned on that. And remember last year, I'm such a technical, I can't even say what I am, not so technical kind of guy. I had somebody help me with putting in my donation on PayPal, which was Lauren. So before I go, I'll get somebody to help me order a t-shirt.
Awesome. So yeah, I think,
They come in men's sizes?
yes.
They come in manly.
Yeah, those were all from the Yeti, and I really have to thank the Yeti
Oh,
for
for sure.
partnering with us
Yeah.
and for making such a donation to JDRF.
$3 on every t-shirt. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Absolutely. In particular, I have to give big thanks to Glenn O'Neill, who just coordinated everything. He lives out on the island. And yeah, we were in regular communication. I also have to tip my hats off to the artists who volunteered their time to make the drawings for those t-shirts. So yeah, the Yeti has been a huge supporter and a cornerstone of this
I
marathon.
wanted you to help me pick a t-shirt because none of them symbols mean much to me. So
All right.
what one would best suit me is what I was.
Oh, we'll
Ooh,
put some thought into that.
definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
I don't want one that's going to get me beat up.
No.
This thing will probably scare away most people.
Okay, next up, I have to thank all our food sponsors, many of whom JDRF helped coordinate in the first place. The Wednesday night we were here, Boston Pizza provided pizza for all of us, and that was done through JDRF. So thank you to JDRF for coordinating that and making sure we didn't starve a mere 24 hours into our event. And yeah, thank you to Boston Pizza.
And thank you especially for me because I have a gluten intolerance and they got me a pizza that I could eat.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
awesome.
Well, again, more partners in the community that, step up for us and make these events more successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, I'd like to thank the Underground Tap and Grill, who provided dinner for us on the Friday night. And in particular, John Feenstra, who's their event coordinator, arranged all the food for us, the food selection, amazing food, so thank you to them as well. And similarly, Smiley's Village in Sherwood Park provided us just a tiny bit of food for dinner Saturday night.
I've
And
seen the fridge.
oh yeah.
Get a little hungry there, Sergeant?
And in particular, Paul Jew, the owner, and his incredible generosity. And finally, Tim Hortons for keeping us caffeinated and full of delicious donuts for the entire event every morning. Fresh coffee, fresh donuts. So thank you to you as well. Next up, I'd like to thank Lag and Mercury, Paul and Emily, who designed and programmed the C4L website. Thank you so much for taking your time to do that all the way across the pond. We're really sorry you couldn't make it this year. Hopefully next year. Next, have to give a thanks to Twitch TV for streaming the event and for providing us the entire infrastructure that allows our community not only to exist, but to thrive and keep growing. And in a similar vein, I'd like to thank QuakeNet, who hosted our chat during the event and allowed people from across the world to communicate with us and each other while we were playing. I absolutely have to thank Speed Demos Archive for hosting the tracker and offering tons of behind-the-scenes support that most people would never have known existed simply because it was so seamless to the outside viewer. In particular, I have to thank Cool Maddie and his infinite patience in answering my endless technical questions about sound setup and various other tech setup, such as which end of the microphone do I speak into? And I wish I were joking. Have to thank SMK, who programmed the tracker. Without that tracker, this event simply could not have happened. We couldn't have run C4L. So thank you for programming that and allowing us to use it. And finally, I have to thank Maiku Yama for offering so much advice and answering questions about sort of the fundamentals of marathon planning. So thank you very much for your time there. Okay, another person we have to give a shout out to is DJ Tifa Hart, who maintained the prize and incentive threads, collected together a list of all the prizes we have, all the donation incentives we have, even though she wasn't attending. So thank you so much for your time.
She also moderated chat.
Oh yeah, and moderating chat.
More than anybody here.
Yeah, incredible job. Thank you so much. And, you know, I have to thank all the attendees who helped run tech and donation tracking, especially those at silly hours. Come in here at 4 in the morning and you find someone going, coffee, coffee, oh, donation. Yeah, okay, I've got it. Coffee. So thank you for like the personal sacrifice you put in on your holiday. Thank you everyone who did all of that. And on a final note, I would like to thank all the prize donors for their generosity in providing an incentive for people to donate to JDRF. We had people around the world donate prizes. This includes organizations such as UFF Network, who donated a large number of often collectors' prizes. We had artists from around the world who shared their incredible creativity in paintings, in perlers, that they are donating to the winners, all as an incentive to donate to JDRF. And even individuals, just giving individual prizes, hoping that it would benefit JDRF. So to everyone I've mentioned, could we all give a big round of applause, because that was a lot of people.
One big collaborative effort.
Yeah, yeah, you absolutely nailed it on the head. It was a huge collaborative effort. It took that many people to make this event happen. And it wasn't that there weren't still blips and technical hiccups and stuff. It's the fact that with that many people working together, whenever there was a blip or a technical hiccup, we pulled it out of the fire, we made it work. That's how many people it took, and I'm just so grateful for everyone's assistance. And I'm sure JDRF is as well.
Oh, beyond words. Again, just the number of people and how well it's, and I equate this back to even our own functions and events when I talk to the staff and the volunteers that do this. What's important is not how we perceive it, but how others perceive us, right? And, you know, being on the inside, you see all those little flaws, you see all these things, and I don't know how many events I've been at where other people come up and go, that was fantastic, seamless, perfect, great, and you're like, oh my God, you know, like, did it. But, you know, what happens behind the scenes, if we're the only ones that know about that, that's what's good, right? And, you know, you guys, you may have, you know, had some concerns and, you know, even coming in, you're like a little panicky, and we all are at different stages and levels. But at the end of the day, you went 5 solid days, 24 hours a day on what everyone else on the other side of that camera was seen as seamless. And to that, you know, you owe yourselves a round of applause, not to mention a fantastic donation number, which just, again, speaks to how well it went.
Yeah, so for people curious about the final donation number, it was just a little over 30,000 currently in the tracker, but we have at least 1,850 more coming from the Yeti later tonight. So I will release the final donation number at some point tomorrow, but the number is going to be approximately $32,000 this year. So way to go, everyone.
That's fantastic.
Well, I think at this point, before, oh,
I was just going to say, you flex first. I'll follow your lead.
Sir, I need to tell you this man has not been trained properly in the way of flex. I can attest to this. You know, I can train him, but it may take me a while.
Well, why don't we ask Meta Sigma to start it off then?
If I train him, I am not responsible for any bodily harm that occurs when he turns and goes, ow my back, ow my leg, ow my arm.
Okay, I'll YouTube the Rocky theme. Hold on.
Yes!
you start it. Oh, God.
You totally.
Okay, I'm not taking my shirt off.
No. The promise
You guys
is
don't
made.
want to look at a 50-year-old gray-haired fat guy, okay? I can
Trust me,
guarantee you.
You probably are in better shape than 90% of the world, sir. So, like this. Hold like this. Turn. Like that.
With the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Exactly. No. He said you first.
You first.
I believe the donor spoke. I believe the donor spoke.
And how about you both get up here?
Collaborative effort.
Why don't
Yes.
you both get up here and show the world the power of your flex?
I'm just better at moving things. Things that are in my way.
We might need
Yes.
to point the camera up a bit first.
I'm okay if there's no face.
Yeah, but then Poxner will disappear from the camera.
We got some. Okay. Showing up in the chat. I don't know. You might like dwarf, but I dwarf you. Okay. Start like this.
Start like
this.
Real, actually.
Kind of turn like. Oh, I did it wrong.
I know.
Yeah. Turn. No, he did it. Same thing. Okay. Not like this.
Not like this.
Like this. You have to keep your arms straight and turn like this, and you have to basically look at the camera. Yeah! Okay, let's rock out. That was good. All right, sirs, I flex approve.
So I think what I'd like to do now is just let the sergeant say any closing words that he would like to, and then open the floor to any attendees who would like to say anything in closing.
I just want to say thank you one more time. I can't say thank you enough for all the effort that you guys have put forward. So I look forward to us being able to do this again, and I leave that up to you guys. But we will all, I hope we won't always be here. That's the gig. I hope that when you call next year and say, we want to do this for you, yeah, it's okay, we got a cure, we're good, thanks. But if we don't, we'll be happy to do it again. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Questions?
All right, anyone, feel free. Just step up.
We'll see if I can get through this here. This was a hard year. We had a lot of challenges, and there were certain times when Ryan and I would have some pretty miserable phone calls. We were a little unsure. And then about a month and a half ago, my Uncle Leo died, and he's type 1 diabetic, and he suffered a big stroke. And anybody that's type 1 diabetic is up to 4 times more likely to suffer a stroke. So unfortunately, that's what happened to him. But it lit a fire under my butt, and here I am, right? So thank you all. That's my big thank you, is for all of you that viewed, spread the word, donated. Thank you.
All right, so the reason I came to help with C4L this year was about this time last year, my sister was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And being that she now has type 1 diabetes, she's only 13 years older than me. Most people, like in Lauren's case, they suffer strokes, their life expectancy is severely diminished. And I want to find a cure more than anybody, because I can't imagine growing up, like growing older, and not having my sister there. Like, she's been the entire glue that's kept our family together, and that's been my driving force to help make this marathon a success. So thank you to all the donors that were hopefully this much closer to getting a cure.
Hey, shed the manly tears. There's nothing wrong.
I don't think you understand what that word means.
I forgot one. Thank you, UA, for the Crystalis run.
Get up there, Bulletin. Show us how it's done.
So we just had all sorts of thanks to, you know, the hotel and the hotel staff and you know, JDRF, and to the restaurants, and to all of the runners and the volunteers who mostly were also runners, and everyone except kind of 3 big people who have kind of just skirted by really quietly. So we should give a huge, huge round of applause for our 3 fearless leaders, Poxnor, Lauren, and Anna, because they've done a fantastic job, and the amount of stuff that they must have had to deal with just leading up to this event. And then on day 1, the number of trips that I just saw everyone making to like pick up random cables that we didn't have while picking people up from the airport, while also picking up, we needed a monitor and some speakers, and oh my God, it was just Herculean. So you 3, thank you all. You've done a great job.
Not gonna happen.
Don't fear the mic, guys. Come on.
Oh, what the heck? I'll say something sharp.
Okay, I don't have any personal connections to type 1 diabetes. I do have a family history of type 2, so I know about diabetes. I know it's not the same. So I came up here because I wanted to help out. I wanted to do something good, and for the past year, I've been a part of the speedrunning community, but I've never been a speedrunner. And so I've been relatively unknown. And I've come up here, and you guys have treated me like family. And some of you I've gotten actually kind of close with. And this is an amazing community. These guys are amazing behind the scenes. And they're just fun to be with. And you should support all of them. You don't believe how hard they worked. Some of them, up to the second before they had to come out here and do their speed run, were screaming in the back.